Welcome to the fascinating world of traffic signals. Today, obviously, or tonight, we are back on Woodrow Wilson, Glendale, working on this flasher system, plus some work on Woodrow Wilson. First things first, we had a bad surge protector on one of our expanse systems. Got a new one expedited to us, about to get a radar set up. So let's go look into that. No, there was only 3 on it. I looked, I saw it. I got the camera. Well, actually, I may not have the camera footage on that. I'm about to say, I think I just turned it on a second ago. All right.
Oh, and by the way, when I went up there for Grenada, it forgot all the fucking updates to the matrices. So
were they working?
Yeah, everything was working. You saw me the other day spending
trying to
too
update
much time. Yeah, and it says it is. Like,
yeah, and it did the same thing though. The moment you went off and then back on, and then it dropped all the
trying to get the connector out.
Yeah, screw that thing on first. Being, since all the other equipment, if y'all want to go start straightening out heads too, until Frank gets here with the equipment for the other flashers, y'all go work on that to get it all knocked out. Kind of, yeah, if you'll leave me a sign too. How little we talking? Nah, give me the big one. I want to be able to cut out and get like a whole backdrop thing to it. Alright, nice little crash course on the expanse system with old Jesse James there. Now we're back on the flasher system. This cabinet we ordered did not come with a standoff plate to mount anything. So I'm gonna cut up the sign and make it work. A little standoff. We're gonna go, that's 18, let's make it 16 and do 16 by, I think 19 would work out pretty well for us. We should have that length on here. So let's cut the sign down real fast. Easier when you have a workbench. What you do, what you can't. God dog. What you do, what you can. Yes, a skill saw will run right through aluminum. Does great. There we go. Now we got our little backdrop. Always gotta clean yourself up, clean your stuff. Got a little goo on over here. Just doing a nice little wipe down. Ain't too bad. All right, this thing's prepped up and ready. Not perfectly square, but you know, whatever. Actually gonna remove it off of this, try to build, piece everything on to it, and then remount it. I hate how flimsy the bottom is, but I don't have standoffs to the bottom, so let's roll with that, though. I like the idea of it. But at this point, we can mount all of our stuff onto here and get it working, get it set up with some different screws, self-tappers I have over here. All right, guys, it's getting dark out here. I need my headlamp and everything on. I'm gonna take the GoPro off for now, but hopefully I'll just show a good example and everything of this tomorrow. And it's the next semi-morning, lunchtime almost already, but as you can see, everything's mounted in here. Now the diagram I have doesn't match anything on the harness. That's on this flasher system. So I'll get everything kind of as prepped up as I can. And then I'm gonna get a hold of K&K, try to get this figured out so we can have power to these flashers. Everything did get wired up. Everything did get set last night. Hopefully everything's looking good. We got off around 5 in the morning, starting back around 10 o'clock today. And yeah, so let's get to work on this guy. All right, so could go pick up a nice terminal block, mount it in here as well, make it look real good. And I want to get this thing working, so gonna just land my negative here. That's where I know for sure it's gonna happen or be landed at. All my light indication wires, they're gonna land down here. This is an output side of it, and the 12 volt. Now the hot side's gonna have to go to this controller off of one of these cables. I'm about to hit up K&K and get that figured out. They'll make it hot, and then one cable will jump over to the hot side here, and that will then power the indications out there, the LEDs, when this is outputting to them and or from the controller to it. So I'm gonna get connectors on all these guys, get them plugged in where they need to go. Then I'm add in splice. Again, this is constantly hot, 120 volts here, because we're on a street light circuit and there's no breaker, nothing to turn it off. So I'm gonna just wire this inverter straight into that, and then it should be set up almost ready, where all I got to do is butt splice this cable to one of the controller cables here, and then connect the controller cable to here. This little solar module, I don't even know why they shipped it. I don't think we'll use it for anything. It does have a thermometer and everything on it, but there's no reason for this guy for the most part, so no reason why we have it. But let me work on this. I'm gonna get all this stuff hooked up real quick, get what I can wired up and ready to go. And then when it comes to these cables, I'm gonna have to call my contact with K&K. So let's work on that. All right, so this is a Polaris slug. Again, it will be hot. They come with little caps. These are the best for like watertight connections. After you kind of tape it all up, I really enjoy these guys. These are real good to work with, especially when you're working with hot cables constantly. Doing a Kearney and or a split bolt to kind of splice hot cables together, a pain in the ass compared to a Polaris slug. These guys work great, makes it easier. Yeah, whole 9 yards. So especially if you're new to electricity and everything like that, because if you got loads on a cable and when you're working something hot, it creates a bit of an arc flash. And by that, by no means am I talking about high voltage stuff where it can blind you from it, but it creates an arc in there. And new electricians, they'll typically jump and get a little spooked by that and either drop the Polaris slug, drop the split bolt, drop whatever they're doing. This cable then goes free out and knocks into something. They burn up equipment, or they hit them themselves, hurts themselves, kills themselves, whatever. Just, these aren't that much more. Use them for splices when you're working hot, and it'll help out. Now, you can already see, got the AC line, brown, neutral, blue. They got a good amount stripped out and kind of soldered up together. But I like to match the Polaris slug, what's going in. So I need to strip out more. About that right there. And I like to do the neutral first, obviously. Where was my line? And hopefully this player slug ain't gonna be too big for these small cables. Which I don't think they will be. I think we'll be good on it. If I don't drop everything, you know. Get it nice and snug. Ain't gotta go super, super, super tight, but you wanna get it tight. And then pull on your cable, and you can kind of look in there and you kind of see that it, you know, got into that cable pretty good. Then you can take one of your plastic pieces, cover the top again. That's too big. Ooh, caffeine got me shaking a little bit. There we go, there's a splice. You tape all this up, tape it up good, and then you got a pretty good connection. All right, neutral is hooked up. Again, that ain't the hot one though. This one here, the brown, this is gonna be our hot cable going to that. Let's go ahead and do the same again. Strip out a little bit more. Make sure we didn't cut our gloves. If your gloves are cut, good chances are you'll shock yourself. Next step two, you energize your tools. So make sure your tools are clean for one. If you got cuts in your gloves, good chances are you'll shock yourself. But when you jab this into the kearney, your whole tool becomes energized, meaning if you're hooked up to it and you bump the cabinet here, you do something here, you'll arc out, you'll damage equipment, and you don't want to do that. So be mindful of that, that your tools are energized as well when you're working hot. Again, there's no load on it yet, so shouldn't be nothing too bad. Hopefully that cable's getting in there nice and tight. And it's low enough voltage. It's 120. It shouldn't really pull you. It could, but nothing that's gonna go through rubber gloves. If you're insulated here, it can't harm you. Again, as long as you don't have a cut in your gloves or something like that. When you deal with high voltage, you start getting different things going on to where you could hurt yourself. But let's do a little tug test. Looks good. And we can take one of our little plastic caps and put in that top side, and we'll just tape up the bottom. Make sure somebody can't jab something in there and hurt themselves or damage any of our equipment. All right, now that that's done, this guy's energized with 15 volts, should be at least, and we got to get it spliced onto one of these cables and then an output to here. Then we can set up our time here. All right, got with my contact with K&K. He's gonna look into it, see if he can pull up a different diagram and what they have, then get back with me pretty quickly about it. So hopefully all works out good. If he gives me that, then I'll know which cable to hook up to the controller and which one to output, hook into there, set this guy up, and then they should work. We'll kind of dummy it to make it start flashing, go around, make sure all the flashers are working, then put in the right schedule. And then we pretty much have to do the same again when the final walkthrough. Guys run around here like crazy. I will say this area has been a good amount better once the Capitol Police kind of took it over. But in the meantime, while I'm waiting, I see there's some masking tape over there from our grout job. I'm gonna go walk over there and start removing that. All right, my guy with K&K, talked to him again, sent him a picture of the wires we do have coming out of here. He's getting with his guy to see what we should figure out. But same, I verified with him 100% that we don't need this solar controller. So we're gonna pull it out because it's not free, it's not cheap. We're gonna pull it out. I'm gonna just keep it for something else in the future. But let's go ahead and just remove it. Yeah, I should have looked at that quote, see how much this thing is by itself. Okay, man. All right, guys, we have power to the unit. I was on the phone the whole time, but I got set up the school zones that they have around here. I'm gonna go ahead and just halfway close this up because I have it enabled right now to trip that relay to allow the flashers to flash. Now I want to drive around and just make sure they are working properly. So y'all come along with that. Did it get hot out here? Whoa. Slow her down, partner. All right, first one's not working. Cute. Go around and look at all of them, but now I have expectations that none of them are working. All right, guys, I will show y'all the results of the flashers working. We're gonna go around and check them all. But I removed the violet cable. I wasn't getting the proper voltage between the violet and the orange here, so I just went ahead and took the negative off of here and put it to the negative of the system. It's just a negative, so it should work fine. And the harness is wrong because this is one for a special order system that they have in Dallas that K&K works with cities and whatever over there in the metro area for these systems. So we're in a time crunch on the job. We will not be sending this wire and harness off to them yet, but they'll probably get us a new harness, the proper one. We can get reinstalled, but for the meantime, it's working. I can show an engineer that it's working, and we ain't got to worry about the flashers. So let's go check out all the flashing lights, flashers in the area, and then that'll be it. Thanks for watching and everything. Let's go look at them. All right, guys, in the truck now, and man, is it humid out here. Trying to get it to where y'all ain't just staring at the headliner and can see out the windows, because we're doing a drive-by, brother. This is how we end in the video. We're driving by all these flashers with the AC on blast. I don't care if the audio is the greatest. All our stuff looks crazy crooked, but that's because the power pole that we had to re-put it on is crazy crooked itself. Oof. Oh yeah, this looks like a good area. Good area. I've already checked the one pole. Look at this thing hanging down. Crap I gotta deal with around here. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Again, as good as it can get. I wish they were a little more plumb, but that pole is leaning hard. But they're working. We got another, I'll show you all the one over here, and then we got one more coming from the other approach. See this guy here, it's gonna gridlock a lot of traffic. I may have spoken in a video. I have plans for it. I'm not doing them plans until they get approved by an engineer though. And then I already feel pretty confident they're gonna give me a thumbs up on it. And yeah, then you'll see a video of adding an overlap to help out the system here. And there we go, those lights are flashing as well. I'm try to do a little U-turn. This wooden pole wasn't leaning as hard, but looks somewhat decent here. And that's where I wanted to turn left earlier to get to this guy there. I'll just pull up to here. Let's go ahead and walk out and just look at it. Oh. And I already got their school times of what the times they want them in. Unfortunately, this system, I'm not gonna enable holidays and weekends. Well, there won't be a Saturday and Sunday, and there you go, it's working good. Oh no, this got a little bit off. It looks like one got mounted a little rolled. How's it going? Hey Thor. It's a lot better than what they had before. And yeah, all the LEDs working like they should. Nobody's, you know, going the posted speed limit, but that is what it is. I guess they know it's summertime. And all the flashers work. School system is complete. So, hope y'all enjoyed that little system, the whole 9 yards. We got everything working like it should. Yeah, thanks for watching and thanks for helping out.